Hello everyone and welcome back. We are still in Utah. We have moved closer to a town called Escalante. Now we have been to Escalante before. It's been about 4 years ago. While we were here at that period of time, we hiked a trail. It was called Coyote Gulch. Now we can list that below in the description if you would like to check out that video. But today we're gonna do a different hike. We're gonna hike to a waterfall. It's about a 6-mile hike and we're about 35 minutes from the trailhead. But our bodies are warmed up. We've stretched, we're ready to go. So we just gotta pack up and we're gonna go to the trailhead. Now the trailhead is in a campground. So while we're there, we're gonna check that out as well. It's just a little primitive campground. I think it has pit toilets. They might have water. We'll see what goes on over there when we get there. We just pulled into the Calf Creek Campground. Now we are gonna stay in this campground tonight because the parking lot for the trailhead was completely full, but they had a few camp spots and it's $15 a night, no amenities. They have pit toilets, which are vault toilets. The trail is called Calf Creek Falls and there's this beautiful clear creek that runs through the campground. We can actually hear it from the camper, but look at these views. That's insane. So we're in this canyon. The campground is in the canyon. The hike is in a canyon. The creek is in a canyon.
But before we even can get on this hike, we need to officially pay for the campground because we haven't paid for it yet. We just parked in a spot and got everything set up. And look how pretty that is. I didn't realize, but this is a suspended bridge. It's like moving under our feet. And this is how filled up the parking is right now. That's why we couldn't park here. We were going to be turned around and told to come back at 2 o'clock. Just gotta figure out where to pay for this campground at. I love little brochures. I'm a brochure person. And I don't think I need that one. Let's see if we can learn anything. That thing's full. Okay. So Calf Creek has water in it year-round. There's actually springs not very far up. We're going to be hiking to the lower falls, but then there's the upper falls, and then maybe just a few miles above the upper falls is where there's springs that continuously give water to this creek. And people have depended on this for drinking water for thousands of years. Matter of fact, I think that they said there's pictographs on this trail. And around this whole entire campground, there are water faucets, but it's not the kind that you can actually put a water hose up to. It's just filling up jugs. Y'all, this right now, I think it's starting to really mess with me because where we were camping out last night, I think this pollen was getting into my nose and my eyes and made my eyes start watering. And I'm messing all with it right now. And I'm on the lookout for those pictographs, but I'm not seeing any yet. We just had someone tell us that we are right where the pictographs are. And this alien looking thing right there is what we're looking for. He said somewhere right below that.
Is it right here? You have to stand where I'm at. And then see where the black streak comes all the way down right at the end of the black streak.
That's it.
Is that it?
Kelly found it. Look at that. Is that not cool? And that's how, they're pretty large.
Yeah.
If you can kind of see them when I zoom out. I did not expect to actually be able to see it. I thought it would be smaller than that. Oh man, it keeps getting better. Marker 9. Oh no, this is marker 8, okay. So marker 8 on this trail, that's where you see it at.
Here's number 8, you guys.
Something else I just learned is that there are beavers here. I didn't expect there to be beavers out in the desert in a canyon like this, but that's a beaver dam right out there. And all this is backed up because of beavers. I mean, who would have thought? I've been out to a lot of desert places that have springs like this and there's never a beaver dam. It's usually just running water if there is a spring. Finally made it to the falls, and they're 126 foot tall.
That water is cold too.
This feels like a tropical paradise right now. Like, I feel like I'm in Central America or something.
Yeah, this was well worth the hike. It is so beautiful. I mean, who would have thought? In the middle of a desert, dry desert.
That was a great trail. I strongly recommend it, but it's very sandy and the sand does wear down on you after a while. My calves are killing me. How are you feeling, babe?
My ankles hurt. So we're back at the camper and it is hot down here. We are further down in elevation than where we were yesterday and we're in direct sunlight and it's hot. We've got the perfect dish for that kind of weather. We're making chili mac tonight. I only had two options. It was chili mac or pizza and it's way too hot to have this oven running right now. So we're gonna do chili mac. I've already got my ground beef in there and then I'm gonna dice up an onion. And we're going off my cookbook today.
It was my idea to have one of our dishes be chili mac because we were getting so used to cold temperatures outside. I was like, that would be nice whenever we have like a nice 50-degree evening, kind of like last night. Didn't happen that way when we got here. It's
Well, the plan was we were gonna go back up to where we were camping last night, but there was nowhere to park when we got here, so the only place to park was in a camping spot. So that's why we're camping here.
So just to let y'all know, this is a very popular hike. And by the way, it's well worth it. I strongly suggest if you're in the area, go do this hike. It was one of the coolest things I've seen, being able to see a oasis with a giant waterfall at the end of it.
Toss in some onion. So now we've got our garlic. We're gonna chop that up. All right, we got some kidney beans and we're just gonna strain that. And we'll set those aside. So we're just waiting for our onion to cook a little bit more and then we can put in the garlic. And garlic's going in.
Listen, y'all, I know it's hot and I know that this is a winter dish or a fall dish, but it still smells really good right now.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's gonna be delicious. We just might start sweating while we're eating it.
However, the sun is almost across the ridge here. And once it's across that ridge, it should start cooling off. Whew, it's hotter right there than it is right here.
Yeah, it's that sun.
We crossed the pass last night in the Dixon National Forest, and at, what time was it yesterday? Noon?
It was about 2.
2 o'clock, it was 54 degrees. And then we dropped down a couple thousand feet to where we were, and it was 65. And then down here, it was close to 90 yesterday.
Now we're gonna go in with some petite diced tomatoes and our kidney beans we rinsed off, salt, pepper, cumin, and chili powder. Mix that all up. Then we're gonna add in some broth and bring it to a boil.
Y'all, we're getting shade. We're getting shade. Look at that. That is called shade. The camper should cool off any minute now.
Okay, that was boiling and then I stirred it and it stopped. But y'all know what I said about the boiling on the last video. We did put the lid on it. Oh God, it already smells so good. We got some elbows. We're gonna throw those in. We never know how much we want to put in here. All right, let's do that. I don't want the noodles to overpower the everything else in there. So I just shredded some cheddar cheese. This is gonna go on top of that. Once it's done, the noodles are cooked, it'll be done. We're gonna put cheddar cheese on top.
And you know what we used to always have with this dish that Kelly just reminded me of? Her homemade cornbread. In her cornbread, the main driving force is a lot of honey in it. So it's almost like a dessert, and it's real sweet, and it's not corn nilly. It's really more like cake corny.
Well, the honey makes it more moist, so it's not dry cornbread. And then usually in a regular cornbread you would add sugar, so it replaces the sugar as well. So it's a little healthier for you if you're using a natural honey from your sourced area that you're living, and it makes it more moist so it's not dry, and it goes really good with this dish. And I could have made it, I did actually think about it, but I did not want to fire up that oven. So I have everything to make it.
Well then, whenever we're in colder climates in a few months or weeks or whatever ends up happening, because we didn't even know we were going to be here 2 days ago, we'll cook this again with cornbread.
Yeah, I would love to. It is done. I've turned the burner off. I like to have some of the liquids still sitting on top, because what I'm going to do now is take some cheddar cheese and we're just going to layer the entire top part of this. We're going to cover and we're going to wait till the cheese melts, and then we're going to wait a little longer before we eat because it's going to be so hot.
Y'all see that? That line right there? We're fully shaded and it has cooled off at least 5 degrees in
Yeah,
there.
I can already feel it. But this is done. The last thing I like to put on top is just some parsley. All right, and it's ready to eat. Like I said, we're probably gonna wait. Or we could put it in bowls. It might cool off quicker if we do that, don't you think?
I agree 110%. That's really a lot of food.
I know, you kept telling me to do more noodles. I don't like to overpower the meat and the beans with the noodles. All right, we'll wait.
It has finally cooled off and it's safe enough to eat. Is it not safe enough to eat? It's still hot?
Not really. It's edible, it's just
Scorching hot.
hot.
It's good, y'all. It's good.
It is finally cooled off, and we're so thankful because we just want to get in that bed and get cozy.
But the food was phenomenal.
It did turn out good. Even though we didn't have cornbread, I promise you next time we'll do cornbread.
Man, if y'all ever see this cornbread, you will think something has ascended or descended from heaven and landed on a plate. That is
I feel
what
like I've made it.
You have?
It's been a while though on the channel.
All right then. I'll buy that for $1.
We'll do it again, so you new people, you guys can see it.
However, we're going to continue our journey to the Pacific Northwest, and we will catch you on the other.